Hello everyone. In this segment we're going to look at two more wonderful pieces of pottery from the collection of Annette Clark. In previous segments you may recall that the Clarks ran the Pecos National Monument from the standpoint of being caretakers for the Pecos National Monument, and they were responsible for the gift shop. They were good friends with the Lippincotts, who earlier had been the caretakers for the White Ruins trading post in Navajo country from 1941 to 46. So 1941 to 46 and then 51 to 56 at Pecos. Both families loved pottery and had some at the trading post. And at the end, Annette, as a survivor of the four, kept 12 or 13 of the pieces of pottery she loved the most. These are two wonderful examples. Both of these pieces, very, very similar at first appearance, both water jars and both with these wonderful fine line designs, were potted by and painted by the great matriarch potter, one of the great potters of the 20th century, Lucy Lewis. Lucy lived to be over 100, and for much of that time, she still potted. In fact, for the last generation, the last generation of her life, she's quite prolific and potted a lot, smaller figures, animal figures, nice, sometimes really particularly wonderful. But it's easy for us who've seen much of that material over the last 10 or 15 years to forget what an incredible potter Lucy Lewis was when she was younger. So these pieces date, I believe, from the late 40s to very early 1950s, about the time that Lucy might have created this fine line way of making pottery. It's now much more common at Acoma. Many people have been influenced by Lucy. But these pieces were beautifully formed, again, light as a feather. Lucy's finger impressions are evident in both pieces as the final coils were extended up with her fingertips. But of course, what we really focus on is the incredible design work of diamond on diamond on diamond, an alternating series of vertical and horizontal lines. These weren't made with any kind of fancy paintbrush or any kind of fancy sharp pointed pen, but painted rather with one strand of a yucca leaf, or maybe a number of them, and just continuously painted and magnificently and amazingly, miraculously symmetrical. The design work, it just shimmers, almost like rain in a gentle rainstorm in New Mexico. She fired traditionally, so these pieces weren't kiln fired, so variation in color from the firing. This small one turned out almost a chocolate brown. I'm sure it could be called black and probably is meant to be black, but our eye continues to be deceived by this pot, and it reads more like this rich, beautiful brown coloration. The larger piece, in some ways rarer, because larger pieces of pottery by Lucy from this period of time are exceedingly rare. And both of them made obviously very, very close together in time, again, probably right around 1950. I must admit that my own feeling about Lucy's pottery, seeing her pieces that came in the market in recent years, didn't excite me that much. I'm very much humbled by seeing these wonderful pieces, so we can be grateful to Lucy and grateful for Annette Clark and her family for keeping these pieces safe for us to enjoy today.